Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. If you're new around here, my name is Aiden, and in today's review we have yet again my latest Air Max 1 pickup. Now the shoe that we will actually be taking a look at today is actually coming straight out of the archive and is actually releasing for the very first time since its initial debut all the way back in 2003. So today's review, we will actually be focusing on the recently released Nike Air Max 1 in the Shima Shima colorway. I personally am really excited for this one. I hope you guys are as well. So without any further ado, just sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get straight into this video. So just like we always do before we get into the shoes, let's just get the formalities out of the way and start this off with the packaging. Now even though this is a really significant release, we do just get your regular Nike sportswear box. So I will show you guys very quickly, but you've seen one, you've seen them all, you've seen this one. Now if we do take a quick look at the label which reads, we have the Nike Air Max 1 PRM, and this is in the Summit White Plum Eclipse colorway. Now I did also notice that we do also have like a little tag at the side, which I do believe we only normally actually see on American releases, so that was definitely something a little unusual. Now that's the size label for anyone who wants to check it out. There it is for anyone who wants to see it. If you do want to see it, just pause the video there. There you go. And then if we do open up the box itself, on the inside we do have your regular white tissue paper, pretty standard there as well. And then underneath that, we have what we came for, so let's go ahead and get straight into the shoes. Ooh. It's a passion, whoa. So without any further ado, the moment we've all been waiting for, in hand we have the Nike Air Max 1 in the Shima Shima colorway. Now just quickly before we get into the review side of things, I do just want to say that prior to the release itself, I had absolutely no idea that this was actually a reissue of that 2003 pair. Initially I just thought it was a really clean colorway that I wanted to add into my personal collection and really didn't think any more of it. It wasn't actually until it came up on Sneakers that I actually started to take a closer look at it, and according to the Sneakers description, this is supposed to be a 1-to-1 reissue of that 2003 pair. Now I did actually try and find some half decent pictures online. There was a couple, but not enough to go on to really compare the two shoes side by side or anything like that. So I'm just going to do this review based off this shoe, not doing any comparisons to its OG. If any of you guys are OG Air Max collectors or ever actually own that shoe, do make sure to let us know if there are any immediate differences that are popping out to you guys in the comment sections down below. Personally, I feel like this is just a really nice shoe as a standalone, and if you are only just getting into Air Maxes like myself, this is an absolutely excellent shoe to add into your personal collection. Now, fortunately enough, these are still widely available at every single major retailer in pretty much every single size. So if you are watching this video today to decide if this is something you want for your collection as well, in this review, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know from materials through to sizing. So by the end of this video, you can decide for yourself whether this is something you want for your own personal collection as well. So just diving straight into this one, starting out with the upper to begin with. And for this one, we do actually see a really nice makeup as far as the materials are concerned, consisting of a mostly all leather and nubuck construction, and the quality of the materials themselves are actually of a pretty decent quality overall. But the thing for me that really sets the shoe apart from the rest are all the little intricate details that have actually been incorporated into the shoe, but more on that later. For now, if we kick this off from the front of the shoe and we'll gradually work our way back. So at the base of the shoe, but primarily seen on the toe box, we do have your white leather material making up the toe box itself, and this has been nicely accented by this soft plum coloured nubuck around the toe box on the mudguard. I will be honest, it definitely is giving off a slight more brown tinge to it. I really don't know how to describe the colour plum, but I really wouldn't describe it as this. This to me definitely gives off more of like a natural browny colour, more like a chocolatey brown, but that's just my take on it. Make of that what you will. Now as far as the actual quality of the materials are concerned, it's of a really nice soft quality, it has a really nice soft texture to it, and as you're actually working your way throughout the mudguard, especially on my pair in particular, there are actually some slight different textures to it from the front to the back, so overall the quality is absolutely fine there. As far as the leather on the toe box is concerned, I will be honest, it's not the best quality of leather. According to Nike's little read-up thing as you actually buy the shoes, they did actually say that this was premium leather. I'm not sure if they're referring to this or other areas of the shoe, but I would definitely say this isn't the best quality of leather you're ever going to see. Is it as good as what we saw with the white safaris just behind me? Probably not. I'd say that's probably of a nicer quality overall. I really don't think it's going to be a terrible leather. It's very similar to what we saw with the Air Max 90 Bacons, if any of you guys picked those up. Overall, it's not the best, it's not the worst, it's somewhere there in the middle. Whether you like it or not kind of just depends on how you really prefer leathers to be. But I do think overall it's absolutely fine and nothing really to worry about. And as we then continue to work our way further back, we do have a slight switch up for the materials. Now on both the U-throat as well as in the quarter midfoot panel, we do have this wolf grey coloured leather material. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's any more premium than the leather we actually saw with the toe box. If anything, it is of a slightly firmer feel. Again, I guess it really comes down to preference as to which leather you would actually prefer. I actually think the leather on the toe box is slightly nicer, but that's just my take on it. And then as we do continue to work our way into the midfoot portion, just like what we saw with the mudguard, we do have more of that plum coloured nubuck material making up this Nike swoosh on both the lateral and medial sides. From there, as we then work our way onto the ankle collar, starting off with the top eye stays to begin with. Now the eye stays themselves have been constructed using this plum coloured TPU material, and then around the eye stays themselves we do have more of that wolf grey coloured leather. As we reach the ankle collar, just like what we saw with the toe box, we do have more of that soft white leather material making up the ankle collar itself. And as we reach the heel, it is more of the same. So around the base, we do have more of that plum coloured nubuck on the actual mudguard portion of the heel. In the middle, we then have more of that wolf grey coloured leather. And then in the middle of the heel itself, we do have that plum coloured Nike Air branding on the heel, looking very nice as always. Now, as far as the lacing options go for this one, we do only actually get one set of laces. Now, the laces that come in the shoe to begin with are in that exact same plum colour like what we've seen throughout the rest of the shoe. And as far as the laces are concerned, they are just of your pretty standard flat shoelace. I will be honest, I am a little bit tempted to swap it out for white laces. I think personally that might be the way that I'm going to go. I'm not 100% committed to that idea, so if you guys have any other suggestions, do make sure to let me know in the comments down below as always. For the time being, I think the laces that come with the shoe are absolutely fine, but there's something rolling around the back of my mind telling me to switch it out to white, so that might be something I do down the road. And then the laces themselves do sit atop a white mesh tongue at the base of the shoe itself. Now, as we work our way up to the top of the tongue, we then have this really nice plum coloured tongue tag, and then in the middle of the tongue tag itself, we do have some Japanese script. Looks really, really nice in my opinion, adds a really nice pop to the shoe. And then one of my favourite details throughout this entire shoe is actually as we work our way onto the inside. Now, as we actually work our way onto the inside of the shoe, we do have this really nice striped collar. I will be honest, I'm not entirely sure what it's in reference to. It is also featured on the back of the tongue as well, which I did think was a really nice touch. I'm not sure if it's in reference to Japanese culture or any one thing in particular. So again, if any of you guys know that, do make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. For me, it just has a really nice pop to the shoe, looks really nice on feet, looks even better in hand as well. And I think overall, it was a really nice design choice. And I would also say that the sock liner is really nicely padded as well. I'm not sure if it's any more padded than any other Air Max 1, but in general, there is actually a really nice padding in there. And then as we do continue to work our way even further onto the inside of the shoe, again, we see that ever-present plum colour featured on the insole. And again, we do have more of that really nice Japanese script featured on there as well. And then just to close that in terms of the details, as we work our way down to the midsole, we just have your pretty standard polyurethane material with that visible air unit in there towards the heel. And the midsole itself has been painted in this white colour, which is actually quite a little bit different from a lot of other recent Air Max 1s that all seem to be coming with sale midsoles. Every now and then, I do think it is nice to shake it up, so to go back to a regular white midsole, I personally thought was a really nice touch. And from there, as we do work our way onto the outsole, we do have your standard Air Max 1 style of outsole with that waffle design. And it has been split into two main colours. So we have the grey at the forefoot. We also have some plum towards the heel and the outsole. But there is also this really nice speckled element to it, which I think was also present on the originals back in 2003. But again, this isn't a comparison video, so if it was there, that's great. It's on this one, so in my opinion, again, a really nice touch. And then when it does come to the overall sizing for these, I went true to size with my natural true to size fit, which is a UK size 9. I do that with every single one of my Air Max 1 pickups, and that's what I'm going to suggest that you guys do as well. As I said a little bit earlier on, these are still readily available, so if you prefer to try before you buy, if you've never owned a pair before, that's probably going to be the best bet for you. But then outside of that, just in terms of picking these up, going true to size is definitely going to be your best bet. And then outside of that, we've covered everything that you need to know from materials through to sizing. So if we now just go ahead and just wrap up this video. So just to wrap up this video, so you guys can get out of here, in terms of overall opinion on the shoe itself, to give these a rating, I'm going to say they are a really solid 8 out of 10 for me. There's definitely a lot to love about this shoe, from the overall quality of the materials, the layout of the colourway, all the little details incorporated throughout, such as the Japanese script, the striped sock liner, the speckled outsole, the Nike on the heel. Definitely a lot to love about this one. If it is exactly a one-to-one reissue of that 2003 pair as well, even better for the OG heads. But I do feel like for anyone who's just coming into Air Maxes like myself, this is a really great starter pair for any collection. You can wear it all year round, it's very decent materials, it's going to go with a bunch of different outfits, and you really don't have to worry about the season that you're going to actually rock these. So I think overall, it's an absolutely excellent shoe. Is it worth the £155 price point, which seems to be the new price point moving forward? That will actually come down to ultimately to your own preference and your own price point and how you really deem what is and what isn't worth the money. I personally feel like this has been executed very well. At £155, I would have preferred to actually get a discount on it, but unfortunately nothing worked for this one, so I had to pay full retail for the first time in a while. So overall, not disappointed by it, but £155 is still quite expensive. So I'd love to get your guys' opinion on it as well. So let me know what you think of my rating. Let me know your rating as well, and any other thoughts, do make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you have stuck around to this point in the video, as always, I do just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you all again in the next one. Peace.